Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa Galloway and this is Beauty from Inside and Out. Okay, question time. Are you a BBCC kind of girl? Are you a cream makeup kind of girl? Are you a liquid foundation kind of girl? I ask because sometimes we can get stuck with what we've been doing for 20, 30 years, and then we're not knowing why is our makeup not looking right. So let's dive into this a little bit and break it all apart and find the best way to wear your makeup.
If you're here, then you woke up today. And that is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. Don't waste it.
Okay, so time to get the hair out of the face. Okay, girls, let's talk, right? I think that the question that I went ahead and presented to you is going to have a lot to do with your reasoning why you're wearing makeup. Let's start there. Is it just because you're trying to camouflage something on your face? Is it because you love to wear colors and you want to wear the blushes and the lipsticks and the eyeshadows? Is it because you just have been putting on the makeup and it's just the way you've been doing it? So the reason I'm asking is because it will matter as far as what you're choosing to wear. As far as foundation, that's kind of where we're keeping it at to today, so that this video isn't like 100 years long. So let's think about the why we are putting on our makeup. That's first and foremost. The other close to the first is going to be whether you want to wear heavy coverage, lighter coverage. That's also going to have to do with the way and form of what kind of foundation you're choosing to wear. Now, a third one may have to do also with the age factor. I am not going to say that once you reach a certain age, absolutely 100%, you can't wear liquid makeup. However, after testing this for a few years, I am 58 years old. And the reality of that is that as I continue to get older, as much as I focus on skincare and making sure that my face is as healthy as it can be, and treating it for what I particularly look for in skincare, choosing to wear the liquid makeup versus a BB or a CC cream or a cream foundation, there's a huge difference. The makeup that you wear when your skin texture has changed from when you were in your 20s, it's gonna lay differently on your skin. Minus all the other things that we can do for our skin care, foundation is a huge factor on how it's gonna look, especially if you really want to make the makeup look nice and not complicate the skin as far as the dryness. Because once you're aging, one of the things that we're constantly having to deal with is keeping our faces hydrated and moisturized, because it's just something that we're losing. So the choice of foundation that you wear makes a big difference. Now, I'm going to stick to talking about BB and CC cream versus cream foundation. My experience has been that when I am choosing to wear like a CC cream or a BB cream, that's the day that I am saying, okay, I really don't want a heavy coverage. That's not my goal for that day. Let me go ahead and show you kind of like, let's say this side of my face, we're gonna do a CC cream and a BB cream. Whatever CC BB cream that you're choosing, there's a bunch of them out there. It's gonna determine on how that's gonna lay on your skin. There are some that have a tint in it, so that's gonna also factor into how much more of a tone it will be on your skin. So in my case, I am using a CC cream and BB cream from Celeste, and this one here it's a color corrector, so it does come in a certain shade and it has an SPF in it. Now what I do typically when I'm gonna put on a CC cream is that I will put the CC cream on exactly kind of how I do my cream makeup. I'm just focusing on specific areas on my face that I have more of my hyperpigmentation. So I'm keeping it just on those spots. You can choose to wear it all over your face, and because it is a CC cream, you don't have to worry about it particularly looking thick, right? Because it's got more of that cream, but light-handed kind of cream. So, and you can choose to put this on with your finger, with a brush, whatever you find that's easiest. So I kind of like start tapping this on, and once I kind of distribute it where I want it, then I can go ahead and start to spread this with my finger. And again, this is going to give me the lightest coverage. On a day that I'm not looking for trying to camouflage, I love the word camouflage, instead of like cancel out or remove. I like the word camouflage because that to me is more of like, it's there, you're just not seeing it. You are taking whatever product you are, and it's taking the focus off of one thing to go on another. So that color is still there, those issues are still there, but I'm choosing to take this CC cream and just placing it where I want. Again, you can put this on all over your face and just have that one thin layer of your choice of CC cream. But you can already see, I don't know if you can see up close, but you can already see that and this is the first one, right? The color corrector. So I still have to place the BB cream on, but you can still see that I have issues when it comes to my hyperpigmentation. So again, this is more of a lighter coverage. So now I'm gonna go in with the BB cream. So I'm gonna use a brush because this is gonna go now all over, and I just take a little like to the back of my hand and I start to dip it into the brush, and then I will kind of just start over on my eye, little on my eyelid, to make sure that I am kind of keeping everything the same color. So this is going to build a little bit of coverage by using a BB and a CC cream, but again, it's going to be the lightest coverage when it comes to your foundation. But you can already start to see how it is giving me a little bit better coverage when it comes to not seeing my hyperpigmentation, right? but it's keeping my makeup very light-handed, very light on my face. So what I feel that a CC cream versus, let's say, a liquid, this has got a very creamy liquidy, but it's not going to dry down my face like a liquid foundation will. I think that that's one of the things that it's kind of like my pet peeve. It has become, at least. I don't like the feeling of my face feeling dry, and like when I make expressions, which we all do, that it will feel like it's cracking. I don't want that. I want to be able to have it feel like it's just fresh on my face. A little bit of a coverage, right? I'm not being real picky on days that I'm choosing to do like a CC and BB cream, and just keeping it very basic. I mean, from here, I can go ahead and choose to do like a bronzer, and that can add a little bit more coverage. But can you see that? Right? It's like, it looks like almost like a filter, but it's still kind of like. Let's go now with the other side. This time I'm going to use cream makeup. Now, all creams, and I've probably mentioned this before, but all creams are not created the same. I have used other creams that are creamier than this cream. This is from Seint. This cream is creamy. It does not dry your face down. Now, with this particular cream, I can go ahead and get a light coverage, and I can do a medium to heavier coverage, all depending on the method that I'm using. So if I were to do the method of how I started this side with that CC and BB cream, by kind of like placing it in specific areas using one layer, I'm going to have a lighter coverage. But if I use a brush, and that's how I'm going to go ahead and now place this makeup, I'm going to get a much medium to heavier coverage. I'm going to take a few extra steps. What I do is when I want the more heavier coverage, I go in and I take my color corrector, and I will put this color all over, thinly application on my face, so that I can camouflage those hyperpigmentation areas that I have. And when I go in with my foundation, I apply it differently than I do like how I'm doing it now. This one, I am like lightly buffing this color corrector in, and the other one will be placed pressed all over. So it is going to be, instead of one layer of makeup, it will be two. And then of course, depending on whether using bronzer or a contour or your blush, like that's just another added layer. But this is allowing for you to have the heavier coverage that you're looking for. And if you have lighter skin than I do and deal with, instead of melasma, maybe your issue is redness, right? For whatever reason, we can still choose a color corrector shade that will help you camouflage that out. And I can help you with that. So once I have this one shade on, and you can tell that it's evened out my skin tone, then I can go in with my foundation color, but this time I'm pressing it in because I don't want to move, because it's cream, what I've done. And you will see, if you look up close, you can tell that I clearly have foundation on. But the key thing is going to be in this next step to make it look more skin-like but having that coverage that you're looking for, you can already see that you cannot see my hyperpigmentation on there. Let me get a little bit of this color and place it on my lid to kind of just even out the whole look. And I have now a heavier coverage. And don't forget that then the next few steps with adding the contour or the bronzer, you're adding a little bit even more coverage, but you can't depend on just those if you're eliminating the foundation to take care of what you're wanting to cover, right? Or camouflage. Okay, so this is really, really important, this next step, when it comes to not having your makeup look cakey, but you're still having the coverage that you want when you're using cream. And that is using a beauty blender. Now this one is called a Perfector with Seint, and I prepped it. So it comes in a smaller size, but once I fill it with water and I wring it out, now it's just, there's no water content in this at all. If I squeeze it really hard, there should be no water coming out, but it is cold. So it's ready to do what I want it to do. Now, what I do is I take the sponge and I start to press, because usually beauty blenders are to either place on your skin, but what this is doing is absorbing any excess cream that's on my face so that I can get that very skin-like look. I am huge on that. I don't want my makeup to look makeup-y, if that makes any sense. So I just keep rotating the beauty blender and just pressing until I feel like it looks like I have makeup on, but not cakey. And if you have to go back and add a couple of touches, or maybe it has pulled quite a bit off, then you can go back in with your brush, whatever excess left is on the bristles, and press that in, or pick a little bit more up and just hit those spots that maybe you're seeing a little bit of like the redness or the hyperpigmentation, and take care of it with this tool. It is like one of the things I think that gets kind of skipped when you're trying to use cream makeup versus liquid makeup that dries down. Cream makeup will never dry down. It always just sits on your face. It's movable. So allowing it to pick up any excess that's not going to clearly dry down is huge to use, so that then you're not having any issues. So you can see clearly I have both of my faces done, one with the BBCC cream and one with cream, and they both look good, all depending on what it is that you're trying to get. This is a more sheer look by using a BBCC cream, and this is a more skin-like, more coverage on your with your foundation. So it depends on what it is that you are wanting. Now, if you do use liquid makeups and it's working for you and you are in your 50s, drop it in the comments. I love to know what you're using that you're like, Lisa, I don't get that. Like, I like my liquid cream. It's my Diet or Rider Heart, whatever. Like, this is what I'm using. Let me know. Let me know what you're using, because formulations are always improved, right? Now, one thing that I do want to mention when it comes to also liquids that are really, really good, for the most part, they're pretty pricey. I mean, again, drop them in the comments if you're using a liquid foundation that you're like, this works for me and it's very reasonable in price, right? Because using a BBCC cream, like this little pair right here, it's gonna last me quite a bit, okay? And it's not very expensive. The other thing is with this cream, same thing. These tins are pretty big. Like it takes me for 1 tin of my makeup for like my foundation, which is what I use mostly, and depending on how you're using it. Like I hardly ever do this, which you can see that I had to pick up quite a bit of the product. But if I'm using it for a lighter to medium coverage, this tin right here is gonna last me at least 4 to 5 months. That's a long time. So use that judgment also, like how often are you buying your liquid foundation? Are you going through it a lot faster than 4 or 5 months? And what are you spending on it? But seriously and truly, I am curious to know whether you are using a liquid foundation that you just love and you are in your 50s and your concern is drying your face and it's just not working for you. Like you're looking for something to add luminosity to your face, elasticity to your face, but you're not sure where to go. Like that's kind of like what I'm trying to give you some comparisons when it comes to BBCC creams and using a cream. So if you found this interesting and you think, you know what, I'm ready to try something different, let me know as well. But you don't know where to start. Love to be able to introduce you to Seint's cream foundation, which they're called highlights, like I said. And if you're also interested in me doing from the beginning start of using it and doing a complete look by using all of the things, bronzer, contour, brow, the whole thing, let me know in the comments and I can also come back and do a complete from beginning to end. So we'll see you next week. Oh, and by the way, won't be seeing you next week. I am going to be out of town, and so not gonna be putting up a video next week, but definitely will be back after that. And hopefully found this helpful, little information maybe that you just needed to hear. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. In 2 weeks. Bye. Catch you later.